You're watching STV 6 p.m. newscast. We're broadcasting live from our headquarters here in Accra, in the city of Douala. In our lone headline, the Prime Minister and Head of Government, Chief Joseph Diongute, has expressed satisfaction on the construction work ongoing at the Japoma and Reunification Stadiums to host the African Football Championship come January 2021. He was speaking during an inspection visit today in the city of Douala. Details of this and many more in a bit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us on another edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Spectrum Television. The Prime Minister and Head of Government, in a company of some government officials, have visited the Japoma and Reunification Stadium to host the African Championship here in the economic capital of Douala. Joseph Diongute is amazed at the different stadiums and expressed pride towards the achievement. Details with Oni Ladonet.
The Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Joseph Diongute, has expressed utmost satisfaction to the stadiums to host the African Nations Championship here in the economic capital, Douala. A satisfactory remark made during his visit to the different stadiums today, December 15, 2020.
I wish to say that after visiting the stadiums in Japoma and the Stade de la Reunification here, I am very proud about the achievements that Cameroon has been able to make these past few years. It's taken a lot of sacrifice, but when I see the quality of the stadiums, I think they are of the highest possible level. And I wish to take this opportunity to thank the Head of State for his vision to give the Cameroonian youth such wonderful tools for sports.
The tour, which started at the gate, moved over to the dressing area, the video surveillance room, right up to the entire field, with no area left unchecked. The Prime Minister urges Cameroonians to come support their various teams. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of supporters allowed will reduce.
To tell the young Cameroonians that after 1 year of COVID, it's been this end of the year should be, or beginning of next year should be a period when they can come out and go to the stadiums. We are going to ask the Head of State what percentage of the stadiums should be occupied, maybe 50%. So in a stadium like this that has 40,000 seats, we could put in 20,000 persons to watch the matches. I think that's not a bad ratio. So I think I'm encouraging them to come and to support all the teams that will be playing here in Douala, the different polls that are taking place here in Douala.
Cameroonians are called upon to be at their best behavior, as no act of vandalism around the stadiums can go unnoticed.
And I also encourage them to, the populations of Douala, to sort out their city, clean it up. I ask those who are sometimes mischievous to hold on until after our guests go back. We don't want any mischief around, and we have a very effective cameras, videos system which can pick out anybody committing any mischief from even a kilometer away. So I want to urge Cameroonians to be proud of this and to come to the stadium in January, from January 16th.
The African Nations Championship will commence on Saturday, January 16, 2021 to Sunday, February 7.
And now the Douala City Council has adopted its budgets for the 2021 financial year. The budget was adopted on Monday, December 14, 2020, during an ordinary council session that held at the Aqua Party Room. The session was chaired by the Douala City Mayor, Roger Mbasandine, in the presence of other council officials. Speaking at the session, the mayor revealed that the council has envisaged priority projects projects to be carried out for the 2021 financial year. Let's get more of the project to be accomplished by the Douala City Council in the following interview of the City Mayor, Roger Mbassa Nzine.
We have just voted a new budget for the year 2021. It is an ambitious budget which aims to improve the living standards, the living condition of the population of Douala. It is important to improve the roads, to improve light in the streets and so on. And that's what we are trying to do. We have now enough means to change the living condition of population, and I'm sure that we will succeed.
And now the objective of Bordeaux Metropole in France and the Douala City Council to ensure water supply to operating theatres at the Lakentini Hospital has been accomplished. The two parties visited Lakentini today to inspect the work. Details with Oni Ladonet.
With the cooperation of Bordeaux Metropole in France and the Douala City Council, the vision of strengthening the availability of water for the benefit of patients operated at the Lakentini Hospital is now a reality.
Bordeaux Métropole and Communauté Urbaine de Douala have an agreement, have had an agreement since 2016, and we have implemented some actions in many different fields, and it seemed very natural to go also on the field of health and hospital cooperation, because we have seen that there are already some cooperations between the Hospital of Bordeaux and the Hospital of Douala, and also between associations and medical staff. So for us, it's very important to be on the side of those people who are already very engaged in this cooperation. Okay.
Beyond operation theatres, these water supply projects will benefit the entire hospital structure.
Le projet en lui-même visait l'addition en eau des blocs opératoires. Mais nous avons profité, n'est-ce pas, de ce projet pour...
The project is to supply water to operating theatres. We benefited from this program so as to help the entire structure through the creation of a water tank, which will help us distribute out water. Every sector will benefit from it.
De la Camwater. Et donc, tous les services peuvent désormais en bénéficier. Et je pense que c'est un plus pour notre formation sanitaire.
Reinforcing the hospital in the management of emergencies is the drive force by the Urban City Council.
A lot of topics within this cooperation. One of the most visible is the restoration of Makepe Misoke Kwata, which is going on now. Now we are on the medical topic that aims to ameliorate the rate of infantile mortality in our country, and we want to reinforce the Lakentini Hospital in the role of let's say managing of the pole, let's say the first pole or the excellence pole in the management of emergencies.
The relation between the local authorities of Bordeaux and Douala dates as far back as 2016, a collaboration that helped develop the Makepe Misoke locality in the Douala 5 municipality.
And in the reports coming up next, our reporter John Paul Sama tells us that there has been an increase in the price of rice, thereby causing an untold suffering to consumers and vendors. His report.
Rice, which used to be one of the most affordable commodities in the market, is steadily witnessing a rise in its price per kilogram, much to the dismay of retailers.
The rice is so much expensive now to the market.
The prices have gone up. Rice, which used to cost 14,000 francs CFA, is now 19,000 francs CFA.
Par exemple, les riz thaïlandais,
Thailand rice, which used to be retailed at 150 francs per cup, is now 21,000 from 18,000 francs CFA per sack. But we still retail at that price, which is costing us a profit. What baffles these sellers is the fact that the genesis of this price hike is unknown, as no one is giving them any details. The wholesalers don't tell us exactly what is the cause of this price hike.
We cannot understand what's happening, that the price of rice is like that. That's why last time I asked that the other government who can help us.
Meanwhile, the customers on their part are also feeling the pinch, but helpless. The clients complain, but they have no choice. Their wish is for someone somewhere to do something to ease their expenditures so they can have more money in their pockets, with households served during this trying period.
To news out of the country, pressure is growing on the European Union to improve the COVID-19 vaccine after regulators in Britain, the United States and Canada give the green light in recent days. Coronavirus cases are soaring across the continent, with extended lockdown announced in Germany and Netherlands. Details with VOA.
Britain called it V-Day, or Vaccination Day, December 8th, the start of its mass coronavirus vaccination programme. The rollout began in major hospitals and is now being expanded to local clinics. About 800,000 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine are being distributed, with several million due before the end of December.
Less than a year ago, we're treating the first patient with COVID, and we are now able to give a vaccine. The team has been incredible.
People over 80, the clinically vulnerable, and frontline health and nursing home staff are first in line. Doctors say by inoculating these vulnerable groups first, the pressure on hospital intensive care units will ease. So how did Britain gain the head start? British regulators insist full safety checks were carried out.
So there should be no doubt whatever that this is a very safe and highly effective vaccine. It will help us turn the corner.
But in polls, half the British public have safety concerns over the vaccine. The World Health Organization says it is vital that governments communicate clearly.
And the more open and transparent we can be, the more likely it is that people will have the trust and the confidence and would not only want to take the vaccine, but would also be patient and wait for their turn.
With Britain, the United States and Canada having now approved the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, pressure is growing on the European Union to do the same. Approval is expected by the end of December.
We want to do this in a very coordinated fashion and show that everyone has the same kind of access.
But that access will not be available to billions of people around the world. Aid agencies accuse rich countries of hoarding the vaccine.
9 out of 10 people in poor countries are not going to receive a vaccine next year and possibly for years to come.
Scientists say the world will not get back to normal until there is a global rollout of vaccinations.
Somewhere between 70 and 80% of the population worldwide will need now to be vaccinated.
That would require billions of doses of vaccine and is likely to take many months or years. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.
It is with that report that we draw the curtains on today's edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Spectrum Television. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.